Hi guys, this is Dr. Q with Dr. Q's Physical Therapy. I just wanted to check in on everybody during this time and talk a little bit about ergonomics. I have had a lot of questions, what is ergonomics? Ergonomics at its most basic is basically how people are in their work environment, how your body is structurally, how it's handling things in the work environment. And I think that's a really important topic to discuss at this particular time, as so many people are displaced from their typical work environments. They're working at home in unusual places, maybe from their living room, dining room. As you can see right now, I'm actually seated at my dining room table. I do have a home office, but me myself, I get sick of being in my own office. So it's important to have change of scenery too. But in saying all of that, it's important to understand how it is you set up wherever it is you are going to be working from at this period of time. So there are three major things I want to discuss with you today are the importance of number one, the chair that you choose to sit in. Number two, the orientation of your computer, laptop, and the things that you typically work with on a daily basis. And number three, uh, not being stationary, being able to get up and move around every so often. So, with the first one, when discussing the chair, it's important to have a chair that has really good back support. Right now, as you can see, I'm just in a normal dining room chair. It's not my typical office chair, but this is still a decent chair because it gives you a good structural support system for your back. It allows my hips to be at 90 degrees, my knees to be at 90 degrees. When I'm typing, my elbows are at 90 degrees. So 90 degrees is pretty much the magic number. You want your hips, your knees, your elbows to be bent to 90 degrees. If your hips are bent further than that, you're going to have some back pain. If that's not the same height as where your hips are typically seated, you're going to have back pain. If your arms are too high, you're going to have neck pain. So you really want to take into account where your joints align when you sit down. And so that's really one of the number one things. Why? Because you're sitting. I mean, once you get into that position, you're sitting there, you're locked in, you get in the zone, you're starting to work, so you're not moving around so much. So you want to take into account definitely your seat, your chair, whatever it is that you're using at this current time, and make sure that it's appropriate for you and your body type. Um, the second thing is your computer, your laptop, and your workstation, how you lay it out. Whether you're at an actual desk, if you have a home office, if you don't, whether you're at a dining room table or a kitchen table, wherever it might be, you want to make sure that your computer height is that the screen is about the top third of your screen is level with your eyes. You also want to make sure that your screen is the distance away from an arm's distance from you so that your fingertips are just touching the screen like mine are right now. If your screen is too far back, your head's going to start coming forward like this, and your shoulders are going to start rounding forward even more like this, and it's going to cause a lot of stress and strain on your neck and cause pain and issues like that. If it's too close, then it can start causing headaches. The light from the screen is too close to your eyes, and it can really start bothering your eyes and cause headaches and things like that. Double vision, issues that you don't really need to have. So that's a good way to avoid that. And then in terms of orientation of objects around your work surface, anything that you're using all the time, you want it within an arm's reach, meaning you can just literally reach your arm and grab it, whether it's your pen or a notepad or your telephone. You want it within an arm's reach. If it's something that you're using consistently throughout the day, you don't want to be doing things like this and having to lean and reach every 5 minutes for something that you're using that frequently, because again, that's causing undue stress and strain on your body. So we've talked about your chair, we've talked about your workspace. Now the last thing I want to discuss is just movement, body movement. You don't want to be seated for a whole 8-hour day. Our bodies are not built to sit for long periods of time. I'm sure many of you heard that sitting is the new smoking. That's how bad it is for your body to be sitting for prolonged periods of time. So I typically recommend people get up at least once an hour. Move around for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you can. But just get up, move around, even if it's just to stand up and do some stretches, get up and use the restroom, grab something to drink. Just a real quick break to change that body position so that your hip flexors and all of the different muscle groups, your hamstrings, those aren't starting to lock up. In some subsequent videos, I will show you some stretches on how to loosen up those areas that will start to get tight from sitting for prolonged periods of time. But for this first video, I just wanted to discuss overall a generalization of how it is that you can set up your workspace to be a safe place for you and a safe place for your body. So I hope you find this information helpful. If you guys have any specific questions, feel free to comment or message me directly, and I will address those questions as they come in. Thank you so much. I hope you and your family stay safe during this time. Take care. Bye-bye.